Which magnesium should you take? The complete guide for 2026. Half of Americans are magnesium deficient, and most of the ones taking a supplement are taking form that barely absorbs. I'm going to save you a lot of time, a lot of wasted money, and missed benefits in the next 15 or so minutes. Hi, I'm Dr. Ina, Doctor of Pharmacy, functional medicine practitioner since 2009, and gut health expert. And I'm here to share all that magnesium today. Magnesium is one of the most talked about supplements in integrative world, in functional medicine world, and now one of the most misunderstood. It's involved in 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. It supports muscle contraction and relaxation. It supports nerve transmission, blood sugar regulation. It supports blood pressure, protein synthesis, sleep. Deficiency is estimated to affect at least half of the US population. And that estimate rises significantly when you account for subclinical insufficiency that doesn't show up on blood work, on standard blood work. Let's dive in. But here's the problem. There is no single magnesium supplement that does it all. There are at least 8 commonly available forms, and they are not interchangeable. Each has a different absorption rate, a different mechanism of action, and a different set of clinical applications. Taking the wrong one, the wrong form, doesn't just mean you're wasting your money. It means you may be generating side effects for a reason: loose stools, urgency, GI cramping, gas, while getting none of the benefits. None of the benefits you were hoping for. This article will help you, and this video will help you match the right form to your actual symptom pattern. And let's start. Why magnesium deficiency is so common? Do you know why? The average American diet is remarkably low in magnesium. The richest source: leafy greens, legumes, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and dark chocolate. They're consistently underconsumed. Refined flour and processed foods, which dominate currently the modern diet, still have had most of their magnesium removed. On top of that, several common factors actively deplete magnesium: chronic stress, that raises urinary magnesium excretion removal. Alcohol and caffeine, I talk about that a lot, increases losses through kidneys. Proton pump inhibitors, commonly prescribed PPI drugs like Prilosec, they impair magnesium absorption. And diuretic pills, they pull magnesium out directly. Aging reduces absorption and efficacy, gut inflammation, and other conditions like Crohn's, colitis, celiac disease, and leaky gut. They all affect magnesium, and magnesium doesn't reach the circulation even when the intake is adequate. The standard blood test for magnesium, that's serum blood, right? Serum magnesium is a poor indicator of total body status. Less than 1% of the body's magnesium is in the blood. The vast majority is stored in the bone, muscle, soft tissue. A serum level can appear normal while intracellular and tissue stores are significantly depleted. For a more accurate picture, red blood cells, RBCs, magnesium or a 24-hour urinary magnesium test is more informative. Though neither is routinely ordered in conventional medicine, unless you're seeing an integrative practitioner. Signs you may be deficient. Magnesium deficiency rarely presents as an obvious clinical finding, which is a part of why it's so often missed. Instead, it shows up as a pattern of symptoms that most people attribute to stress, aging, poor sleep, and other things. Muscle cramps, twitching, restlessness, restless legs, and especially at night. Those are very common with magnesium deficiency. Difficulty falling or staying asleep or non-restorative sleep are common with magnesium deficiency. Anxiety, irritability, or heightened stress response, also pretty clear indication. Constipation or sluggish bowel motility, another one. Headaches, migraines, those are usually improved with magnesium intake. Fatigue and low energy, even with adequate sleep. Heart palpitations can be indications as well. High blood pressure, PMS, or some kind of menstrual irregularities, cramping, brain fog, or difficulty concentrating, all can be indications. If several of these present at the same time simultaneously, magnesium insufficiency is worth investigating seriously before attributing everything to other causes. It could be a simple something to rule out the different forms and what each one does. First, magnesium glycinate. This is a form that's mostly recommended for general use, general purpose. Magnesium glycinate is chelated, bound to the amino acid glycine, which significantly enhances absorption and dramatically reduces the laxative effect, which many don't like, that plaques other forms. Glycine itself is a calming neurotransmitter that supports sleep and reduces anxiety. This combination makes this magnesium glycinate the top choice for anxiety, for sleep, muscle tension, and general stress support. And anyone with sensitive gut who cannot tolerate other forms, that's a really good choice. It's well absorbed, it's gentle. If you don't know where to start with this form, magnesium glycinate. Next, magnesium malate. Bound to malic acid, this form has strong evidence for energy production. Malic acid is key player in the Krebs cycle, cellular energy pathways. Magnesium malate is the preferred form for anyone dealing with fatigue. Exactly. fibromyalgia, muscle pain, and it's the one of the few forms published with the most clinical data specifically in these contexts. It tends to be better tolerated than oxide or citrate, and it is a strong choice for and when energy is needed and muscle recovery is needed. And that would be, if those are primary concerns, go with that form. Next one is magnesium threonate. This is a form designed specifically to cross blood-brain barrier. Magnesium threonate, it was developed in part by MIT researcher studying cognitive function, and it has the best evidence among all magnesium forms for improving brain magnesium levels. That's incredibly important, supporting memory, learning, and neuroplasticity. It's also showing promise in studies on anxiety and age-related cognitive decline. It tends to be significantly more expensive than the other forms, but for anyone dealing with brain fog, cognitive decline, cognitive concerns, or neurological symptoms, it's worth investing, worth considering. For example, brand name Magtine is the most studied version, as we know. Next one is magnesium citrate, one of the most common forms on the market. Magnesium citrate is usually well absorbed and has significant osmotic effect on bowel, meaning it draws water into the intestines and it stimulates motility, something many people appreciate. This makes it useful for constipation, but it also means that at higher doses, it can cause loose stools and urgency. It's not the best choice for long-term supplementation or for anyone with loose stool diarrhea, loose stool tendencies. It's, however, is an inexpensive form and widely available option for occasional constipation relief, sometimes even for long-term use. Next one is magnesium oxide. This is the form found in most cheap mass market supplementation. It has the highest elemental magnesium content by weight, but very poor availability, with absorption estimated at around 4%. Most of it passes through GI tract without being absorbed, which is why it has such a strong laxative effect that many love, that need that relief. For the purpose of raising magnesium levels in the body, magnesium oxide is one of the least effective options available right now. It's widely sold, primarily because it's cheap to manufacture, not because it works well. I generally do not recommend this form of magnesium. Next is magnesium taurate. Magnesium combined with the amino acid taurine, which has known cardiovascular benefits. This form has emerging evidence for blood pressure support, heart rhythm regulation, and reducing cardiovascular inflammation. It may also support insulin sensitivity, very beneficial fact if cardiovascular concerns are part of your clinical picture. Then magnesium taurate is worth discussing with your practitioner, with your physician. Next one is magnesium L-threonate. Magnesium L-threonate versus magnesium biglycinate. These terms are sometimes confused, and bisglycinate is another name for magnesium glycinate. We talked about that before, or diglycinate. L-threonate is a separate compound and with distinct neurologic application. They're not the same, and they're not really interchangeable either. When choosing a product, confirm the exact form listed on the label and discuss with your practitioner. Topical and transdermal magnesium. Magnesium oil, sprays, bath salts, and lotions are popular, but the evidence for meaningful transdermal absorption is limited. Some studies show modest increases in magnesium levels with regular topical use. But skin has a significant barrier and absorption is inconsistent. We find it with many creams. For symptom relief, muscle cramps, tension, topical applications, it can be helpful locally. For correcting actual deficiency, oral supplementation is your best bet, with the bioavailability form that remains the most reliable approach. Matching forms to symptom pattern. Important part. Use this as your decision guide. Sleep issues, anxiety, muscle tension, sensitive gut. The choice is typically magnesium glycinate. Fatigue, fibromyalgia, muscle pain, low energy, magnesium malate. Brain fog, memory concerns, cognitive decline, neurological symptoms, consider magnesium threonate, MAGT. Constipation, sluggish motility, sluggish intestines, short term, sometimes even long term, magnesium citrate. Heart palpitations, blood pressure, cardiovascular support, magnesium taurate. And general supplement and general supplementation, they have there's a reactive gut, glycinate first, always. Budget is a constraint. Let's go with something optimal, magnesium citrate for decent absorption and widely available. Sometimes just do it at bedtime. Avoid magnesium oxide, poor absorption, mostly laxative effect. Not your first choice for sure. Practical guidance. Most adults need between 300 to 420 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily from food and supplements. Combined, therapeutic doses for specific conditions range from 200 to 800 milligrams, depending on the form, the need, the indication. Because magnesium is water soluble and excreted by the kidneys, it's generally considered safe and common supplements in those doses I described. Through very high doses, it can cause diarrhea, so be careful there. In rare cases with compromised kidney function, toxicity even, so very important to discuss with your physician. Take magnesium at night if your primary goals are sleep and muscle relaxation and constipation. The calming effect Magnesium glycinate is particularly well suited for bedtime dosing. If energy support is something you're seeking, magnesium malate tends to be better tolerated early in the day. Split dosing, morning and evening, that's often used at higher therapeutic dosing to improve absorption, reduce GI symptoms, GI side effects, like gasiness if anyone's experiencing that. Look for products that are third-party tested, clearly labeled with elemental magnesium content, not just the weight of the compound, and free from unnecessary fillers in the ingredient list. Many combination products include magnesium oxide as a base with a small amount of a better form added. Read those labels, read them carefully, and confirm the primary form listed. And as always, gut health influences how well any supplements are absorbed. If your digestion is compromised, addressing the gut environment alongside supplementation will consistently outperform supplementation alone. If you're not sure where to start, which form is right for you, if you've been dealing with gut issues for a while, if you've been taking magnesium without results, let's figure out properly. My contact link is below under this video. And make sure you subscribe to get more important information that's evidence-based. As always, this is Dr. Ina with you at Digestive Reset and Melamed Institute. I'm a doctor of pharmacy, functional medicine practitioner, and I'm here to bring you information that doesn't have the fluff. See you next week.